Okay, I've got a bit of a sensitive situation.
A what?
A bit of a sensitive situation, I believe. My partner is an educator.
Okay.
And he might have lost his temper with a student.
Okay, what building is he in?
Well, I'll tell you that. Just let me.
Okay.
I'm.
You are not a teacher.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. So he may have lost his temper with a student. Did he strike him? Go ahead and tell the story, and then I'll ask questions to fill in the blanks.
I believe he was having trouble with this student for quite some time, and he may have held him after class one day to speak to him, and yeah, he just he might have lost his temper a little bit.
Okay.
And
do you know if he's called here?
he hasn't called. He doesn't know I'm here.
Okay.
He's scared.
So all right.
He's scared out of his
How
mind.
long has he been teaching?
7 years.
All right.
He's out of his mind. Scared.
Okay.
He doesn't know I'm here. I grew up in a union household, and I told him first thing you have to do is go to your union rep. It's been 2 weeks.
Okay. Since this incident?
Yes, sir. And no one has said anything to him.
All right. Let me stop you, because you said you're from a union household.
Yes, sir.
This is not new to me, okay? This happens a lot, where teachers lose their composure and grab a kid too hard or say something harsh or have some kind of physical contact with them, okay?
I think the kid's nose might have been bloodied, and
That bad, huh?
yeah, and he.
Was it a punch?
I think it was like one of those open hand deals where the kid might have moved his head and he got the nose on accident.
Yeah. You know, I have an obligation to him as a union rep. I'm not going to turn around and call the schools and call CSB and say, hey, this guy, I have reason to believe he abused a kid. See, if that's a concern, I don't even know if you guys ever thought of that, but that's not going to happen.
It's definitely a concern.
But from here, that would not be the case.
So if he came in and told you the story about smacking the kid and getting his nose bloodied and cleaning him up and sending him home saying, you know, keep your mouth shut, you would not report that.
Oh, no. What, you mean to the board or CSB or
to whoever?
No, we're here representing him, okay?
See, it kind of escalated. The student might have thrown the F word at him.
Yeah.
You know, gay slur. And he is African-American child, and he might have thrown one back at him.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that, you know, obviously that's awful.
Yeah, sometimes with some of our kids, for them to report that to their parents, I mean, for them it's a weakness thing. They'd rather just deal with it on their own. They don't want their parents involved because they might have parents that'll kick their ass for them, regardless of what the teacher did. These days, he might have parents that say, hey, you deserve what you got for what you did. Like I say, there's stuff I'm sure that goes on in our buildings between teachers and kids where a teacher will grab a kid and put him against a wall. Well, the kid never reports that, no one ever saw it, and ratted the teacher out, and, you know, I never hear about it, and it never comes to light. So this is not new. I mean, I've had teachers, you know, in physical altercations with kids, sexual altercations with kids, verbal altercations with kids, violating the professional standards rules in other ways that don't involve kids, and it's happens. I mean, you know, again, I don't know why it's been 2 weeks and nothing's happened.
We don't think the kid said anything.
Well, and maybe for right now, it's best that we don't say anything. But again, his coming here talking about it creates a record,
right,
where we can say, look, the teacher was concerned about this when it happened, talk to us. since there had been no report made, we didn't initiate any contact with you, and we weren't about to. That's if it comes up down the road. Let's say this came up 3 weeks from now. And Kathy McVeigh called here and said, hey, we got a report, one of your members slugged a kid in the nose or slapped him across the face, gave him a bloody nose. We need to call him in. I would rather be in a situation of saying, oh yeah, I heard about that, and advise the teacher if, it gets reported and you get called in, let us know. Rather than, oh, who are you talking about?
Okay.
So it doesn't look like he's trying to hide anything. At least he took the initiative to find out what he should do and what to expect should something get reported. That always would cast him in a better light than not saying anything to anybody.
Okay.
And we would not. We wouldn't. We have no obligation to call the juvenile detectives or the board and say, hey, we got a teacher that did this, we better call him.
Okay, because I was worried about what do they call it? The mandatory
reporting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about, which is why I came in and myself, and because it's not me, and being a little cagey about it because I don't want to get caught in that trap.
Yeah. Well, see, we've got kind of like those mandatory reporting laws apply to school employees who may witness something to that effect. They don't apply to an attorney who's advising the person or a union rep. That's in the code under public employees. So, but we certainly, if someone comes to us and tells us in confidence that this occurred and wants to know what could possibly happen if it gets reported, we will answer those questions, but we're not going to turn around as soon as they leave and call HR and say, hey, Joe Smith was just in here and he f***ed up some kid at the school and gave him a bloody nose. No, we don't do that.
So 100%, he comes in and tells you the story, you're not going to tell anyone.
No, we're not in the business of doing that.